Marisela Hernandez, Mexico.
Hi, my name is Jorge. I'm from Honduras.
Mi nombre es María Eugenia Rivera, soy de Venezuela.
Dalgi López de Cuba.
My name is Jasmine Gonzalez and I'm from Mexico.
I was born here in the U.S. and when I was 6 months old, I went back to Honduras with my parents. I lived there for 18 years, and now, July 2004, I moved back to the U.S.
Yo llegué en 1998.
And I was born in Mexico and my parents were both Mexican.
Only my husband and my kids stay with me, and my brother and my sister, all my family stay in Mexico. Don't have any, passport to come into the USA. When you come into American, you meet the family. When you come into the USA, you meet the family, the food.
I already knew how to speak English when I came here, but one thing, I knew how to speak, I knew the grammar of English, but then actually speaking English with with an American person is not the same, and I had to get used to that. And so being around Hispanics or in an environment that it's full of Hispanics, it certainly helped me to transition smoothly.
El problema es que cuando tú te vas, tú tienes que dejar tu familia, tienes que aprender un nuevo idioma, una nueva forma. Por ejemplo, tienes que aprender cómo es el americano, que es muy diferente a cómo es el cubano. Pero cuando tú llegas a un país, tú tienes que aprender cómo se vive en ese país y para poder vivir en ese país.
When I moved to Blairsville, Georgia, which is where I've been living most of my life, there were no Hispanics. There were 2 other families that we knew, and so, and especially around holiday times and stuff like Thanksgiving. That's not something we would celebrate in Mexico or whatever. So I've had turkey twice or something, but Christmas and those kinds of things we try to do as much as what you would do over there, but it was harder at first, and over the last 10 years there has been major change. There's so many families now and more that we know too, and so my family's everybody just comes together.
I do things during the day or every day to reinforce my background, that are Hispanic related, but I don't do them with the purpose per se of, I need to do this because it's, I need to keep my roots.
Yeah, when you come in here, you miss the traditional all the time, and they have here in USA they start to a different traditional. They have too many things about Mexico celebration, and sometimes you miss, sometimes miss Mexico, but the more important you stay here and love Mexico.
When I first came to Georgia Tech, and I didn't know anybody. Every time I heard somebody speaking Spanish, every time I heard Spanish in the background, I immediately turned and where is that? Who's speaking Spanish? And immediately, and if he listens to me speaking Spanish, it's like we already connected.
Cuando tú vienes, a veces, porque como no sabes hablar inglés, no puedes trabajar en lo que tú sabes hacer. Y tienes que trabajar trabajos más pequeños, limpiar piso, factory, pero es difícil porque no sabes el idioma. Entonces, no te sabes comunicar, no puedes comunicarte, aunque sepas y tengas muchas habilidades, you can use it because tú no sabes comunicarte.
In my house, I always speak Spanish, and of course they don't know English as well as we do, so it'd be weird if we were speaking to them in English and they don't know everything we said. But I speak to my brother in English a lot, actually most of the time.
I need to be speaking Spanish. Whenever I don't speak Spanish for a while, I don't know. I feel I feel the need. I feel like there's something missing. I need to speak Spanish again. Some Hispanics here in the U.S. when they come, they adopt the culture completely and they forget about their Hispanic roots and they just become Americans. And other Hispanics, they come here and they don't want to adapt.
Yo tengo un amigo común con ella,
Oh, sí.
que es americano. pero habla español. Y nos conocimos en su casa. Él la estaba ayudando a ella y él me ayudó a mí. Dice, mira, ella viene de Venezuela y ella es artista como tú, y tú eres artista y yo soy artista, que bien, vamos a ayudar.
Every day he's exposed to two cultures. At home he's exposed to a Hispanic culture, and then when he goes to the street he's exposed to a different culture. So, which one is he going to be? Eventually he's going to have to make a decision, like, or maybe it's not like it's a decision of one time. It's an ongoing process.
I feel like there's more of like the families and, getting together, like we would all get together to like make, with food and like everything. Just there's a lot of family togetherness. I wouldn't want to change anything right now, so I think it's good. I'll keep doing that.